Everyone's Missing and the Murdered is a weekly YouTube channel that covers the topic of missing and or murdered individuals from the state of Maryland. If you like this channel, please like and subscribe and click the bell so you'll be notified when the next cases are released. This week I am covering a few unsolved murders from Baltimore County, Maryland. If you have any information regarding any of these cases, please reach out to them at 410-887-3943. And if you do, I will also repeat the number at the end of this episode. On December 28, 1974, a Baltimore County officer was stopped by three kids who told them they saw a body face down in the water on the I-695 underpass in Rosedale, Maryland. The body was identified as 44-year-old Mary Johnson. She had been strangled. On May 15, 1982, just like every other day, Charles Jones went to check on his mother, 92-year-old Margaret Jones, at her home in Dundalk, Maryland. He called police when he found her unresponsive on the bedroom floor. Her cause of death was blunt force trauma. On April 28, 1982, 30-year-old Sharon Miller was reported missing after she did not return from an alleged date at the movies. Her body was found on January 14, 1983, in a storm drain. She had been stabbed to death. On October 18, 1984, 32-year-old Stephen Godwin said goodnight to his father, who was working at a store, and he left. Stephen came back inside a few minutes later when he told his father he had been stabbed. He was rushed to the hospital where he died. On October 11, 1991, in Dundalk, Maryland, 97-year-old Irene White was found in her bed deceased. She had been strangled. On November 30th, 1991, 26-year-old Angela Bowens was last seen on a corner and told her friend there that she was waiting for a guy. She was found hours later in the parking lot of Diamond Ridge Family Park, shot to death. On February 28, 1992, Judith Miller was found in a ditch on a ramp to I-695 in Rosedale, Maryland. She was nude and strangled to death. The previous evening, she was at the Ponca Bird Bar, and she was known to hitchhike to go places. 45-year-old George King was working the midnight shift on December 12, 1994 in Arbutus, Maryland. He worked for a company that would collect coins from payphones. When he did not return to work with the coins he collected, he was reported missing. He wasn't missing for long, however, as a coworker found him behind a dumpster near the business. He had been shot to death, and $6,000 in coins were missing, and they were in unique cases shown here. 36-year-old Donnielle Rheubottom was sitting on a curb outside King's Palace in Catonsville, Maryland. A man asked him for a cigarette, and while Donnielle was getting one out, the man pulled out a gun and demanded money. Donnielle was then shot sitting on the curb. He did not survive, and here is a sketch of the male suspect. 33-year-old Heath Hamilton was speaking with a friend outside of his car on January 5, 2004 in Catonsville. Heath's 6-year-old son was sitting in the car. A gunman approached Heath and demanded his wallet and car keys. When Heath told him that he was broke, Heath was then shot in the head. The male suspect left in a blue Concorde with other people in the car. On June 27, 2005, police responded to an apartment complex in Woodlawn, Maryland, for a report of shots fired. Neighbors reported hearing screaming before the gunshots and heard a car leaving the complex very fast. Police found 24-year-old Nikkeyi David shot dead in her kitchen. On February 9, 2017, police responded to a home in Nottingham, Maryland, for a report of an unconscious woman. 32-year-old Ann Siason was found deceased on the kitchen floor. Her 4-year-old daughter was home and was found unharmed. Cause of death was blunt force trauma. In Windsor Mill, Maryland, on February 21st, 2019, 27-year-old Artis Holt was found shot to death in the parking lot of a restaurant he had just left. A person of interest was driving a Nissan Altima. Once again, if you have any information regarding any of these cases, please reach out to Baltimore County Police at 410-887-3943. Thank you for joining me this week. If there is a Maryland's Missing or Murdered case you'd like to see on this channel, email me at marylandsmissing@gmail.com. Twitter is Maryland's M&M. Music is by Silent Vengeance. Sources will be listed in the outro. I'll see you again next week. Be kind to one another. You never know what will happen tomorrow.